Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe? Sir! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! I must have been knocked unconscious. Sir, you're okay! Are you alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Never mind me. He didn't hurt you, did he, Kay? I'm fine. I just woke up myself. My head will be sore for a while, but that's about it. You can stop worrying. Detective, did you manage to stop the killer? Well, see, Miss Lloyd came running out the plane and she told us he'd flown the coop. We were too late. I'm sorry, sir. Bodyguard over there told us something too. Seems there's an inflatable boat missing from the window. The killer must have stolen it and rowed himself across the lake. What about the cordon around the park? I called everyone back to stake out the plane, including the guy stationed across the water. No, so it's completely slipped from our fingers? Not the best look for the department, but yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Knight, you're alive. Yeah, no thanks to that murderer. Oh, that reminds me. I found this lie in the ground next to you, Mr. Edgeworth. A calling card, one with a seashell. Guess he wanted to leave a message. The killer usually leaves these next to the bodies of his victims. But you're not dead, sir. I could have been. Maybe that's the message. I can't stop thinking about his parting words. I've seen enough, and now I know the truth. I leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Edgeworth. Now I know the truth. The truth about what? Roger that. All clear out here, sir. Over. What's going on? That was the president. He's coming out. Now? So he's the president of Zheng Fa, Mr. Dijun Wang. And you are? It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President. My name is Miles Edgeworth. The honor's all mine, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm Dijun Wang. Your efforts on behalf of Zheng Fa have not gone unnoticed. You averted something of a crisis. You must be referring to the Yatagarasu case. Thank you, sir. All I did was solve a few local cases of murder. You're too humble. I've been observing your investigation. You're an impressive operator, Mr. Edgeworth, even if the killer did get away. That's very kind of you to say, so he was watching. Sadly, I must inform you this is as far as your investigation goes. What do you mean? Hear me, foolish prosecutor, for I'll say this only once. Knight has apprised me of the state of affairs, and from this point forward the case will be handled by Zheng Fa's police force, the finest in the world. Even with the killer out of the picture, they're still going to get me thrown off the case. What do you think you're doing, pal? Nobody talks to Mr. Edgeworth like that. If he hadn't been for him, the killer would have... Detective! Forgive him, Mr. President, but I must confess to being somewhat confused. I fail to see how or why this case falls within Zheng Fa's jurisdiction. You fail to see? Enough, puny prosecutor. You seek explanations from a head of state. I say no, 1,000 times no. I will not explain myself to you. Hand over the evidence you've gathered and remove yourselves from this plane. I'd do as he said if I were you, Edgeworth. Ugh. This can't really be the end of the line, can it? Why let us come so far only to pull the case out from under us? Now you may leave. Knight, detain the suspect. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. To make an attempt on my life, to murder one of my faithful servants, the effrontery, the villainy. I didn't murder nobody. Because Shut your mouth, Miss Journalist. Answer me this in a word already allows you with lies, with deception, with sin and iniquity. Can we stand by and suffer yet another crime to go unpunished? I say no, 1,000 times no. There can be no forgiveness, there can be no surrender. Why you ask me, then I'll tell you. He's hiding something, I'm sure of it. And if I leave now, we'll never know the truth. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, there's got to be something we can do. Think, Miles. Remember, how many times have you faced a situation like this in the courtroom? You've confronted the lies of witnesses and countered the arguments of other lawyers. Has the critical evidence always been laid at your feet? No. Yet you always got the truth out of the situation in the end. Your greatest weapon of all, your words. Here we go. Now let us analyze the state of play. Begone, puny prosecutor, or do you dare defy the direct order of a president? He's not going to listen. He clearly means to drown any objection by means of his pure rhetorical force. If an opponent is on the offensive, the best thing I can do is bide my time and wait for an opening. As he said himself, he's a head of state, a seasoned politician. He won't open himself up to attack easily. I can't let him bully me into submission. I have to stay calm and alert. If I can read his movements and expressions correctly, I may be able to find the movement. My first aim should be to find out why he's insisting on Zheng Fa taking over the case. The board is set. Time to make my opening gambit. Could you at least explain to me why I'm off the case? Imbecile! Cease your insolent jabbering! I need not explain myself to you. My responses are my own, they're none of your concern. If I want to take this any further, I need a clue of some kind. I'm going to try another tack for now. About the case. Did I give you permission to speak? No, 1,000 times no! I am the leader of Zheng Fa. I have no time for your insolent back chat. I was simply hoping to confirm one basic fact. You say the investigation will now be assigned to your national police force. I do. Now enough of your pointless questions. Good boy. The interior of the plane is now sovereign territory of Zheng Fa. You have no rights here. Is that so? Could be our current location itself significant somehow? I should keep that in mind. It could be a useful clue. Perhaps it's time to employ my clue. In the course of our conversation, I deduced certain facts from your behavior, Mr. President. For example, you see... oh, excuse me. You seem particularly aggressive when discussing our current location. You smarmy smart Alec. As you said yourself, the presidential planes are sovereign territory of Zheng Fa. From that we can infer you believe the rules of extraterritorial... Not this fucking shit again. Extraterritoriality apply inside here, is that correct? Enough! Cease your objectionable whining! If you have nothing else to say, stop wasting my time and get out of my sight. Maybe there is such a thing as biding my time too much. I can't let him bully me on the back foot. I have to stay calm and alert. I can read his murmurs and expressions correctly. Right. You can rant and roar all you like, but it won't escape my scrutiny. It was unmistakable. The moment I mentioned extraterritoriality, you became visibly agitated. You think you're clever, don't you? Let me answer your little question. It's true. Extraterritoriality applies. Your laws mean nothing here. And why does that matter, you ask? It matters because it means you are powerless. You have neither influence nor authority here. Interesting. So extraterritoriality issue does have something to do with all this. Huh. Let's dig a little deeper into the claim that plane is sovereign territory, shall we? The next move will surely decide the victor. He may be the president, but nobody's untouchable. I have to find the right angle of attack. You believe extraterritorial right applies here, but can you prove it? Do you even understand what you're asking? Of course, if I didn't, I wouldn't ask it. Have you no shame, pouring into question the good word of one such as myself? I've no more time for this. You clearly cannot be safe in your own foolishness. You needn't worry about me. I'm not the one who needs saving. That would be Ms. Lloyd, the woman who's being wrongfully accused of the crime. Your chivalry is admirable, but it changes nothing. The right to extraterritoriality cannot be denied. This is Sangfar. If I want to take this any further, I need a clue of some kind. Let me try and have attack for now. Surely you see you've overplayed your hand. Nobody asked your opinion, you need only obey me, nothing else. You dare tell me how to govern, how to lead? You dare contradict me? On the matter of Miss Lloyd's guilt, yes I do. No, she is guilty, she's the culprit, there's nothing left to debate. Who else could have fired from outside the plane? There's no other viable suspect. Fascinating. He's claimed Miss Lloyd fired him from outside the plane. This could be a vital clue. You must have realized by now what a massive corner you've talked yourself into. Oh. Worthless, meaningless bluster, some pathetic ploy to buy time, perhaps? Maybe there's a little pathetic to chime in here. Time to deploy my clue. I may not be able to call the extraterritoriality of the presidential plane into doubt. However, according to you, she shot at you from outside the aircraft, correct? In which case, extraterritoriality does not possibly apply in this case. Your assertion is entirely without merit and the detainment of Miss Lloyd cannot be justified. How could I have... bested by a mere prosecutor, but I'm the president! The president! Checkmate. trust you won't mind if we continue our investigation now, Mr. President. I hereby officially and unreservedly confirm my approval. Consider it a gesture of the magnanimity and generosity of which my good office is known. Yes, throughout noble acts such as these, unmistakably and irrefutably, for which reason we hereby... There can be no other outcome, for our goals are lofty and our hearts. People of Zengfar, I swear to you here and now, the investigation will continue. Oh, that one they could have just said, okay, you got me. Mr. Knight, if you would care to return the evidence. Take it. We did it, Mr. Edgeworth. We sure did. And now the investigation can continue. Whatever. Enjoy your pocket full of pawns. I'll be over here enjoying how you put them into play. You'll definitely enjoy my next move. Mr. President, one more favor if you'd be so kind. What is it? Can you please give us your testimony concerning the incident itself? Now you want me to testify? Whoa, that's your next move? If you want the President to testify, you have to take him to court. All in good time, Mr. Knight. He'll get his day in court soon enough. If a person of interest refuses to cooperate at the investigative stage of the process, they are obligated to provide detailed justification as to their reasons for doing so. That's... What's the matter? Is there something you'd rather we didn't know? Stand down, Knight. I'll do as the prosecutor asks. Thank you for your cooperation. Now listen and listen well. Where was I when the incident occurred? The stage, of course. Suddenly, Rook and Knight jumped in front of me. Then, bang! A shot rang out, and a plain, unblemished balloon of red exploded nearby. Not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguards tried to escort me to the safety of the plane. Then the second shot. The bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself in the bulletproof vest I was wearing. I guess if you look at it one way, the President's also a victim here. Yes, the victim of an attempted assassination. Rook is simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. That makes it even weirder. Why would the target of a crime try to obstruct the investigation? My guess is there's something behind all this he doesn't want made public. A cover-up, huh? I knew there was more to this case than meets the eye. And the President isn't the only one who knows the truth. Isn't that right, Mr. Knight? Time to get to the bottom of this once and for all.
Hold it!
And how you describe the incident exactly? You naive little man, do you really think your silly simple question will shake me? I was involved in a craven attempt to silence me with cold steel. And while I was speaking to my adoring public, no less.
Hold it!
When they stepped in to protect you, were you aware of the fact you were being targeted? Was I aware of that? No, I was aware of my audience, nothing else. When I stepped to the podium, I enter another world entirely, a place of rapture, a place beyond words. Yeah, I think that's called stage fright. I bet you were like a deer in headlights. No, 1,000 times no. I remember every second. Each moment is indelibly etched in my memory. When Rook and Knight stepped in, I was shocked, overwhelmed, taken aback.
Hold it!
About that red balloon. Are you trying to test me, Mr. Prosecutor? No, Mr. President, I simply wish to confirm what you remember. Very well. There were two very large, very round balloons, one either side of the stage. Their deep crimson hues stood stark against the sky, just as the security plan said they would. The same security plan we found in the trash can, I assume? Rook and Knight leapt to my aid just before the balloon exploded. I mean, it has red on it, but surely he noticed the fact that it was Silverthirst, right? A plain unblemished balloon of red.
Objection!
You said it was a plain red balloon that burst? I strongly beg to differ. What? Take a look at this. I think you'd agree it's hardly plain, wouldn't you? Oh, no! What? Who's that? Mr. President, meet the Steel Samurai. I'd have hoped you might recognize him, especially if you were hoping to integrate yourself with the people of this country.
Yeah, you need to watch the German Ninja too. He's amazing.
So you see, the balloon that was struck by the bullet was anything but plain. It was in fact of the Steel Samurai. The briefing mentioned 2 plain red balloons. There they are, right on the security plan.
They look pretty plain, don't they? Just simple round balloons.
Knight, what's the meaning of this? Explain yourself. Yes, Mr. President. Seems the Steel Samurai balloon was borrowed at the last minute, sir. Borrowed? That's what we were told. Guess he only reported the incident to us bodyguards, though. Seems there was a little trouble on this side last night. One of the original balloons burst somehow.
So they swapped it as an emergency replacement?
Yeah, one of the stall holders happened to have it. From what I hear, he was more than willing to lend it out. A very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, that's it. Happy-go-lucky stall holder with a Steel Samurai balloon to spare? Huh. They filled just the bottom part up with air to make it look like the other ornamental balloon. Oh. So while it was a Steel Samurai balloon, it made it look like a plain red one above water. Is that the long and short of it? Knight, why was I not informed of this? Sorry, sir, we didn't think it was a pressing issue. And indeed, you saw and knew no different, correct? Yes, I suppose so. Did you really have forsaken the Steel Samurai's pants for a plain red balloon? Still, Mr. President, I struggle to see how you wouldn't have noticed something different about the balloon. Of course! What was that outburst for? Now I remember. I could barely see the balloon. You couldn't see it? That's right, the wind was blowing too hard. The flags at the side of the stage were flapping incessantly, blocking the view. Is that so? Yes, those 2 flags. They're being blown back towards me. There would have been a strong wind blowing right around the time of the incident, strong enough to blow the flags in just such a fashion. Does that conflict in any way with our understanding of the case? Thank you, Mr. President. Your testimony has revealed yet another contradiction. It has. Yes, a contradiction that could turn the entire case on its head. When I arrived on the scene, the wind had died down, the flags were resting calmly for the most part. If the wind had previously been blowing the flags as the President describes, a certain piece of evidence suddenly takes on a very different meaning. Which piece of evidence contradicts the stated conditions of the stage at the time of the incident?
Take that!
Earlier, we introduced the bullet had struck the Steel Samurai balloon. The bullet passed through the flag were one and the same. From these 2 things, we further deduced the trajectory the bullet must have taken. We conclude our shooter must have fired from the left side of the spectator area. If the flags were blowing as the President describes, our conclusion becomes quite different.
No way, if the flags are pointing in the other direction,
Exactly. Our trajectory changes completely. If we trace that trajectory back to its source, we can ascertain who really fired the shot.
But Mr. Edgeworth, would that mean...
Yes, I know. We may not yet understand the reason why, but it can only have been one person who did it. Who does the bullet's new trajectory implicate as the one who fired the shot?
Take that!
The person who fired the shot was none other than you, Mr. Knight. What? The path from the balloon back through the flag leads direct to the spot where you're standing. But the guy's one of the president's bodyguards. Why the heck would he go around shooting balloons? This is absurd. What exactly are you trying to imply? Mr. Knight, a man who served my life countless times would be my... Mr. Knight, a man who saved my life countless times is my would-be assassin? Seriously, Mr. Edgeworth, we put up with a laugh from you, but this... We're President Wang's bodyguards with a piece to put on the board to protect the king. I'll handle this, Knight. Sorry, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, the wind was indeed blowing quite fiercely around the time of my speech. But the wind can pick up and die in an instant, can it not? Therefore I need proof. Proof it was blowing hard enough to lift the flag to the crucial moment. The first shot was fired around the time the president raised his fist. I have a piece of evidence that shows just that. Perhaps it can also show us what was happening with the flag then too. Yeah.
Take that!
Your proof is in this picture right here. This should be good. Which picture? Where? We can see which way the flag was really blowing right here.
Take that!
Do you deny this clearly shows the flag? There we have it. Proof that it was blowing towards you at the moment of the shooting. That means our pal over there did shoot the balloon.
making him the assassin?
Mr. Knight is our assassin. A shocking accusation. I've been intrigued to learn how this would be to his advantage.
Huh? What do you mean?
He means what I stood to have gained by killing the president. I'm his bodyguard. If he's not around anymore, neither's my job. Why would I give that up? Oh, he's right. Why would he? Mr. Knight is not the assassin. He may have shot the balloon, but the president was the other side of him entirely. Therefore, he can't have been aiming for his boss. Besides, why would I even shoot the balloon? What would be the point? Watch how you answer, or I might aim for something else next. There was a point, I'm sure of it. If I can figure out what it was, perhaps I can finally put the whole conundrum to rest. Knight definitely shot the balloon. That fact alone changes everything about the case. Why did Knight's sign position change? I can't turn my neck to the right. I can only cover the president's left side. I wound up moving to the right side of the stage. Is that the only reason? Let's suppose the plan hadn't changed, that Knight remained posted on the left. Given he was unable to turn his head to the right, Would he been able to shoot the balloon closest to him? Could it be the security plan was changed for the express purpose of popping one of the balloons? If we suppose that to be the case, the two plans are different. Was the security detail reorganized at some point? Yeah, we made some last-minute changes yesterday. President's orders. That's right, the president was the one who ordered the change. If I'm reading this right, the president knew in advance about the balloon shooting, which means he must have had foreknowledge he would be in someone's crosshairs today as well. If that's true, everything else that's been bothering me falls neatly into place. How did the shooter get a gun past such heavy security? Why did they carry out the shooting wearing such a conspicuous item of clothing? Why use a laser sight that would give away their location in an instant? How did the president suffer no injuries at all despite a direct hit to his vest? It's a big fucking scam, isn't it? Those are the questions that Knight and the president wants us to consider. There's only one possible reason for Mr. Knight to have fired his gun: to create the illusion of an assassination attempt.
What?
Eh? Idiot. You don't understand what you're saying? Oh, I understand all too well. I understand everything now. Most of all, I understand why you were so keen to take this investigation off my hands, Mr. President. You wanted your real plan to remain hidden. How dare you speak to me in that way? Is this some sort of sick joke? Oh, it's no joke, I assure you. It's simply the truth as revealed by my careful application of logic and reasoning, nothing more. The first shot was fired by Mr. Knight with the specific indication of hitting the balloon. The sound of gunfire and the bursting of the balloon were guaranteed to cause panic. And then he fired again.
He did?
Yes, he fired 2 bullets, both of which were aimed at the balloon. As for why he did so, it's because the second shot was designed to create the impression the president had been hit.
So what's the deal with the one in the vest?
I'm willing to bet the bullet was planted there long before the shooting ever occurred.
So Mr. Heroic President didn't take a bullet after all?
That's not true, I was shot, I tell you! We'll be able to verify that for ourselves once we take a closer look at the bullet. At the very least, we can expect to find some traces of Mr. Rook's blood on it, correct? You said it yourself. You found the shooter in the photograph, the person with the red hood. I thought I made myself clear. The trajectory points to only one possible shooter, Mr. Knight.
Where does Tabby fit into all this?
She was simply one part of the plan. In order to place a suspicion somewhere, they had to set up creating a fake assassin. The highly suspicious person with the red hood. I've yet to ascertain exactly how complicit Miss Lloyd was in the whole scheme, but I can say with some confidence that none of the shots were fired by her. I suspect her only job was to point a laser sight at the president.
That's right. And then I was...
Tasked with turning your jacket inside out at the moment the crowd flew into panic, yes. Plus making the mysterious red-hooded shooter disappear in the blink of an eye. Then when the gun and the security plan were later found in the trash can, it would all have appeared to have been the work of an assassin so skilled they could vanish into thin air. And the case would have gone cold. Exactly what our friends here were hoping for.
Makes sense now why they wanted you off the case.
Indeed, because the entire affair was a cheap ruse perpetrated by the president himself. I'm firing my laser! And now he's the cowardly lion. No, no, oh! The presidential mask has well and truly slipped off. Admit it, the entire assassination was a lie, wasn't it? Ugh. If that stupid chief prosecutor hadn't insisted on assigning you... How could I let this happen?
Objection!
That's enough, Edgeworth. Mr. Knight! Sorry, but I'm speaking with the President right now. Yeah, well, I'm doing my job as a knight and protecting my king. Goofy ass. Go ahead and keep running your mouth. Perhaps it would be better if we stuck to threatening each other with words?
He wouldn't, would he?
Nah, I don't need this thing to shut you up. Alright, my move. Question. You claim I fired my gun from on stage. How'd you figure I did that in front of a crowd of thousands? An excellent point. Time for my counter move, I suppose. You had a certain something that allowed you to conceal your actions. A certain something, huh? Mighty specific.
Take that!
My attache case? Yes, take a look at Kay's photograph. Your right hand's completely obscured by the case. The very moment the picture was taken, you were firing your gun in such a way that it would not be detected. You don't let the facts get in the way of a good theory, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? Shame you don't seem to have noticed. Noticed what? Theories are all you have. Conjecture, nothing more. The flag was billowing in the wind precisely at the right moment. Hid my gun in my attache case. Changed the security plan so I couldn't turn my head. That's all speculation, circumstantial evidence at best. You can't prove any of it. If it were at least at the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have had a scrap of credibility. Imagine you could run forensics to see it match my gun. But no, that bullet's at the bottom of the lake. You gonna go dredge it up? I hate to say it, but he's right. I don't have anything no concrete. I thought not. Maybe now you can shut your mouth. Ms. Lloyd? Of course, you could shed some light on the whole situation. I just need to get her to talk. What's the matter? Something you want to say, Miss Journalist?
Oh, never mind.
That's what I thought. Ms. Lloyd, I need you to be brave. If you don't speak up, the truth will be lost forever. You are a journalist after all, are you not?
Dang it, I can't stay quiet no longer.
Hey, you understand what you're doing, right? Think category in that mouth of yours.
I was so focused on bagging me a scoop, I forgot the most important thing of all. A real journalist don't lie. Ain't no dang scoop if it ain't the truth. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I should have showed you this before.
What is it?
It's the laser pointer I used on the president. But that's all I done. I never shot nobody.
You stupid. I thought I told you. You squeal, you go down as an accomplice.
It was him. He told me to do it. I was at Zanfar's embassy sniffing out a story like I told you 3 days back. He comes up to me out of the blue and just starts talking. Help me out, get you exclusive access to the president, that kind of stuff.
What about the guy in the trash can?
I know nothing about that, I swear. All he's told me was to wear a jacket with a red hood and point the point at the president. I never thought for a minute it'd blow up in my face so bad. I'm sorry, I truly am.
Thank you, Miss Lloyd. I'd like you to testify to that effect when it goes to trial. It ought to go a long way towards proving the assassination was a sham. What's wrong with you people? Don't any of you know what's good for you? My sympathies, Mr. Knight. Had you successfully removed me from the case as you intended, perhaps then you could have kept your pawn quiet.
Let me get this straight. You told Tabby if you let slip about our fake assassination plot, we'll have you convicted for murder? or something like that?
Of all the dirty... I said no such thing. President Wang? Oh, give it up, Knight. It's time we came clean. It's our only chance. So, Mr. President, you admit it. You admit there was a plot to make a fake assassination attempt. I do. I'm sorry.
Why? Why something like that?
Oh, my popularity's been on the wane back home. I thought surviving was an attempt my life might give me the boost I needed. I know what we did was wrong, so yes, it's lies, all of it. The bullet in the vest? Planted ahead of time. I wasn't hit by anything today.
Then what's up with the killer?
Our plan got out somehow. He just appeared, hell-bent on turning our fake assassination into a real one. It's the red raincoat, I suppose. He'd hoped to get close enough as the fake assassin to finish the job. There is one thing I don't understand, though. What would that be? Why'd Rook have to die? If the whole thing was fake, how'd he wind up getting killed for real? That's true, and therein lies the real question. He was a fine bodyguard, the best in fact. He may not have been an agent of Zangthar, but he was someone who I'd fully trust.
Mr. Rook must have been really something to gain the trust of someone who'd hide from his own shadow.
Sounds like he's trustworthy as the president as I am to you, sir, huh? I believe that's for me to say, Detective, not you. Mr. Rook must have known about the plan too, then, correct? He wasn't aware of specific details, so not really. I tried to involve him, but he refused. And you would have done well to have listened to him. Oh, this is a tragedy. Life of a good man's been wasted. What's so great about him, anyway? What's gotten into him? There's another piece on the board there to protect you, nothing more. Mr. Knight, how could you? Who was it that actually went along with your plan, Mr. President? While the pious cowards stepped down when you need him to step up the most. I value your support too, of course, but... Look, I'm your chief bodyguard now, that's all that matters. Now that spineless fool Rook is gone, things are gonna change around here. Thanks to me, genius strategist, grandmaster, rightful leader of the team. We're all well aware of your ambitions, Knight. But that doesn't seem like a little impudent of you. Why, my plan was perfect, as they always are, always will be. That's quite a statement, especially considering your perfect plan was an abject failure. No thanks to you. That buffoon Rook. How exactly was it Mr. Rook's fault? If he hadn't died, the killer would never have come after me, and I wouldn't have had to let you on the plane. Please, Mr. Knight, you mustn't talk like that. Fine. The guy died protecting you, Mr. President. I'm sure that's what he always wanted. But did he die protecting the President?
I thought the whole assassination thing was fake.
Oh, do I have to say everything twice? We planned a fake assassination, but somebody else came along and tried to make it real. 2 shots were fired, remember? Like you said, Mr. Edgeworth, one of them was a bullet I shot through the balloon. The second, that wasn't me. Oh, really? And who did fire it? The real assassin, but not the killer. His plan was to come after the president with a knife. The most likely suspect here is the piece cowering quietly in the corner. Our lily-white queen over there.
What?
Miss Lloyd?
Again with this? I'm not your dang assassin!
Is that really true? I, for one, don't believe it. The gun in the trash can can only belong to you. As soon as I shot the balloon, I rushed over to help Rook escort the president back on the plane. I left Rook here in this room while I secured the president in the safe room. When I came back out, Rook was lying here on the ground. Miss Journalist must have shot Rook while we were escorting the president off stage. That single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash can. So you don't actually know when the victim was struck by the bullet, do you? The knight doesn't protect the Rook, Edgeworth. He protects the king.
Wanna translate?
He means his only concern is protecting the president. Lose the king, you lose the game. Isn't that the first rule of chess? But a win in which the key piece is sacrificed is a hollow victory indeed. Doesn't matter. Still a victory. I kept the president safe. I win. It's a bit early to be calling our little match in any case. This is where the battle really begins.